What's the worst announcement your school ever made? I was balancing equations in chemistry when the old speakers crackled to life. They always made that buzzing sound before announcements, but this time felt different. The principal's voice came on, and it wasn't his usual confident tone. Attention students and staff, we have an immediate gas leak emergency. Everyone must evacuate the building now. This is not a drill. Mrs. Rodriguez stopped mid-sentence about molecular bonds and looked at us with wide eyes. Gas leak meant explosion. Gas leak meant we could all die in the next 5 minutes. Everyone started moving at once, chairs scraping against linoleum, backpacks forgotten on desks. That's when Jake hit the floor. My best friend since kindergarten just collapsed in the middle of the hallway. He was wheezing and clawing at his throat like he was drowning. His asthma kicked in from the panic and he couldn't breathe. I dropped down next to him while other kids stepped around us, still rushing for the exits. "Help him!" I screamed at Mrs. Rodriguez, but she was already there with the school nurse. They used his emergency inhaler, the big one, while I held his hand and watched him turn blue. The paramedics showed up and loaded him onto a stretcher. I followed them outside where we all stood in the parking lot for 3 hours. 3 hours while they investigated the gas leak. Kids were crying, parents kept showing up, teachers tried to keep everyone calm. I kept texting my dad because he worked maintenance and would know what was happening. But he never responded. Jake was okay after a while, just shaky and embarrassed. His mom picked him up and I waited with everyone else for the all clear. Finally, they announced it was a false alarm and the buses would run normal routes. I went home thinking about how scared Jake looked, how close I came to losing my best friend over nothing. My mom was waiting in the kitchen with tissues and red eyes. That's when she told me there was no gas leak. They found my dad's body in the boiler room that morning. Heart attack, probably around the time I was taking notes about electron configurations. Instead of handling it properly, they panicked and made up an emergency to clear the building so they could remove him without traumatizing students. Their lie almost cost me my best friend. I kept thinking about how, while I was copying notes, my dad was probably dying 3 floors below me. He might have been calling for help while I was raising my hand about homework. Jake still doesn't know there was no gas leak. I think about telling him sometimes, but what's the point? It won't bring my dad back. They locked the boiler room and hired someone new. I still check my phone whenever people don't text back fast enough. I looked at my dad's coffee mug on the counter. He left it there that morning like he always did. I hugged it and started crying and kept saying I was sorry.